I went to Paris for 5 days and I ate everything that I wanted, everything that you could imagine that I ate, I tried, and I did not gain any weight. I know how ridiculous that sounds because, and if you don't believe me, I completely agree with you. I wouldn't believe myself either if it wasn't for the scale that does not lie. I weighed myself before the trip and after the trip, and I was in complete disbelief because I know what I ate. And I don't know if you can tell, I have about 3 millimeters of makeup on to cover the diet that I had in Paris, which was a lot of sugar. I have a sweet tooth and I said yes to everything. So I want to walk you through what I did every single day. What was my lifestyle in Paris? And really, what was the mindset that I had every single day when I tackled the activities and the foods? So the reason why this is a big deal is because in Paris, if you haven't been to Europe, the food is incredible. And I mean everything from bread to meat to dessert. Everything tastes amazing and you can't stop eating, basically. You cannot say no to anything because you might be missing out. And I definitely didn't want to do that. Now, let's step back for a minute and talk about what happened. What was I thinking going into this trip? First of all, I'm super worried because anytime I walk away from my routine, anytime I travel, I don't have all of my whole environment that I control. I don't have the foods that I want. I don't have them ready when I want them. And I don't know if I can fast or not. So I also don't have my swim with me, right? I can't take the pool with me. So basically, I am going in a new environment that I cannot control. And I don't want to offset my weight and my schedule. That's really, really important to me. And knowing this, my husband said, "You're going to Paris. Enjoy. Just forget about it all and enjoy." So I did just that. I walked into this trip thinking that I am going to not care about the time of the day when I eat, and I'm just going to listen to my body. Key here is listen to my body. And I say this because it's very, very important. You see, the program that I created works so well that I have tested it out over and over and over. And what it does is it creates this baseline that no matter what you do in 5 days, in a week, in 2 weeks, no matter what you eat, how much you eat, you can reset the moment you're back home, back to your baseline. I have a brand new workshop that I created for you to show you how I build my custom baseline, and you can do that as well. I'm going to walk you through the 4 components, which is the active minutes, the schedule, the diet, and the fasting. All of these 4 components, how they work together to not only give you results, but bring you back to that default state where you can reset and feel like yourself again. Go to womenofhighvalue.com/IF workshop. So following these 4 components, I'm going to walk you through what I did in Paris. So first, let's talk about active minutes. It is super important that you do some sort of activity every single day, no matter where you are. If you're at home, if you're at work, on a busy schedule during the week, in a weekend, when you're traveling, you have to find an activity where you can move 30 minutes, at least 30 minutes. So when I travel to other cities, I'm a tourist, I walk a lot. So the average I did in Paris was 25,000 steps every single day. Now, even the day that I traveled there was 22,000, but another day was 28,000. So combined was over 100,000 steps in 4 days. It was unbelievable. I feel like this was the main driver to burn all the calories that I ate. And because I had my Fitbit on, I knew exactly how to track my steps and the calories. My calories burned were 2,600, which is a lot. I'm usually usually at around 1500 for the day when I walk 45 minutes. That's in addition to my swim. My swim is not tracked by Fitbit, so I don't know how many calories I burn over that. That's really more for muscle maintenance. But for this trip, I walked a lot. In a prior trip, I was on a cruise. I also walked. They have this track around the cruise ship, and this, I think most cruise ships have that by now, so definitely go and check that out. If not, they have gyms, and whatever hotel you're staying, they have gyms as well. So I always look for that, for the activities on my trips. And if I go to resorts, then I go swim, either at the beach or a lot of walking, do something that will just move your body and enable you to burn calories. So that was number one. Number two is the schedule. How many meals a day are you eating? I did not want to restrict myself, and I didn't really want to pay attention to the time of the day. And I listened to my body. When I was full, I was stopping. And in terms of meals, we were snacking a lot. So I had a big buffet for breakfast at around 8 o'clock. And then after lunch, we also ate, depending on where we were, we either were snacking on a lot of bread, like crepes and croissants. And then we would have like pizza. You have to have pizza. It tastes absolutely incredible. So a lot of bread there. And for after that, I was really full. Now, I could probably eat again about 7, 8 o'clock because of the 6-hour, time difference. It was all messed up. It confused my body a lot. So it wasn't really a matter of fasting anymore. My body wasn't sure what to do. And it did not necessarily kick in my fasting window of, okay, this is when my last meal of the day is. I just went by how I felt. And I just felt full a lot. And so 2 of the days I purposefully decided not to eat dinner anymore. And so I just fed my daughter dinner, and I ate, I want to say, at about 2, 3 o'clock. So that was my second big meal of the day. And so all in all, in terms of the schedule, 2 days I ate, let's say, 2 full meals. The other days I did eat very late at 7, 8 o'clock. I'll go over that in a little bit, but basically that was one of the components that I felt helped a lot, because you could tell when your body needs a break. You don't want to overeat. You don't want to be overly stuffed. I was actually getting nauseous if I was overeating. My sleep was not that great at all. And so I felt like the combination of how everything between the jet lag and sleeping poorly, the least I could do is to ease the stress on my body by giving it a little bit of break to digest the food and sort of reset, like a short window of reset until the next morning. Now, the most important element of my formula is the quality and quantity of food. This is where I think that training your body to eat a specific quantity of food is super important. This is why it's a lifestyle, because you cannot double your portion of eating from one day to another just because you are now in front of an endless buffet, for example, right? My body, the size of my stomach is the same. I can only eat the same amount. And that goes back to training your body, training your size of your stomach and your appetite. So I was eating the same amount of portions there as I was eating here. And I stopped. This was more of a learned mechanism that has helped me by default. I didn't think about it. I just did it and then I stopped. What I did control was the quality of the food. I automatically went for protein and fiber and fruits. Fruit has fiber as well, but it does have sugar. So I focused my plate on having 2-3 different types of protein, and then some veggies for fiber, and then the fruit. I did have my coffee with 2 teaspoons of honey. That is my must-have honey. And then I was full. I really was. I felt like even this was overeating. It was more than my norm. And then the indulgence part came in when they had an amazing selection of pastries and I was trying them out. So I had 1 to 2 bites of several different pastries. And in the days when I knew that I want that, then I would eat less of the protein and fiber and then leave some room for the pastries. And honestly, by day 4 or 5, I had enough of pastries and I was just focusing on my protein and fiber for breakfast. And so if you follow my program, you know that breakfast is the most important one for me because I feel like I can control it and it's the cleanest. Because throughout the day, you might be traveling, you're away from home, and you don't know how much food you're going to have, what type of food you're going to have, depending on the restaurants you have nearby. And you also don't know what time you're going to be available to eat. Because one time, for example, we were in transit in the metro for a really long time. So we didn't have lunch till like 1:30, which was way past our normal 12 o'clock lunchtime. So you are hungrier, you might overeat. So a lot of factors play there. Same for dinner. Because we ate later lunch and it was heavier, I was able to skip dinner that day. But for lunch, the choices were not as healthy. So we had pizza, which was all bread. Another day, we snacked on fresh pretzels, which again is all bread. Tastes delicious, but you're full. So now you just filled yourself with bread and you can't expect to have a meal after that. And so the second half of the day, the choices were not as good. I ate and tried a lot of things that I wanted, and crepes and chocolate and ice cream. And I had all of those. But because my body got used to very small quantities, it was more of a sample type of indulgence. And if I could have eaten more, I would have, but I couldn't. I physically could not eat more than a few bites, and then I stopped. So in my mind, I felt really guilty of, oh my gosh, I ate so many things that I don't normally eat. Bread and sugar, a big no-no for me, or at least I try to limit it if I want to continuously lose weight or move away from a weight plateau. And so knowing that I indulged in all the things that I usually try to steer away from, that gave me this thought that, oh my gosh, I'm actually gaining weight. But what happened in the meantime is the quantity of food was consistently small, and I was burning an insane amount of calories through walking. And so that helped as well. Now, the fourth component is fasting. And some of you might be skeptical of the benefits of fasting. I get it. I don't think I did 12 hours at all in any of the days. Maybe those 2 where I skipped dinner, but I ate at about 3 p.m. and then again in the morning, 8 a.m. So let's say maybe I did 2 days of 12 hours, but that's really nothing to me. I usually do 16, 18, or 19 hours to see real benefits. And so in my mind, I was not fasting. There are other nights where I ate at 7, 8 o'clock hot chocolate with a spoon. So that was a big no-no for me. And so I broke some of the rules, but the other parts of the rules that I have in place have helped keep me on track. So losing weight is a challenge for all of us. Intermittent fasting is a component of losing weight for me. I created a whole program around it, but it's not everything. So if you choose not to fast, but still follow my other categories that are part of this bigger equation to keep you on track of losing weight and staying fit and living really a fit lifestyle, I'm going to link down below more for you to find out. Go to womenofhighvalue.com/kickstartif. I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment down below what has been your experience when you're traveling. What are your eating habits? Do you usually gain weight, and how much weight do you gain when you come back? What do you do to reset? This is one of the major benefits of the program that I have in place, that I know it works, is that remember, you can enjoy yourself for 5 days a week, no matter what you eat and how little you exercise. When you come back, you will have your reset place, your default baseline you can revert to to get back on track and see results. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch the next one where I talk about 7 life-changing benefits of intermittent fasting. I'll see you there next.